Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Japan is an immersive experience that brings the world of Super Mario to life. Here's all you need to know about this timed entry attraction, including tips and tricks that will give you an edge. To get started, you'll find Universal Studios Japan in the wonderful city of Osaka, where aside from Super Nintendo World, you'll also find the famous Harry Potter world, while featuring other popular themes like Minions, Hello Kitty, and of course, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Make sure to download the official Universal Studios Japan app, as you'll be needing it for Super Nintendo World. Aside from that, the app also gives you useful information such as the park's map, queue times, and so much more. Now, let's see how we're getting into Super Nintendo World. To say that Super Nintendo World is immensely popular would be a huge understatement. That's why you need to get either the free timed entry ticket or paid express pass, otherwise you wouldn't be able to enter. Here's what you need to know about the tickets, starting with timed entry tickets. This type of ticket is provided free of charge and is what allows you entry into Super Nintendo World. This is what really confuses people on their first time. Getting the standard entry pass into Universal Studios Japan does not automatically allow you entry into Super Nintendo World. Once you're past the entrance, you need to race to the ticket machines in the Central Park area that provide these timed entry tickets. When applying for the ticket, you must specify your preferred time of entry. Please note that you can only do this once a day. The other catch is that you can only go into Super Nintendo World once, and when you leave, you can't go back in without another timed entry ticket. So make sure you're only leaving once you've seen everything. If this sounds a bit annoying, then you'll want to get the Express Pass, because with it, you are guaranteed entry into Super Nintendo World. The best thing is that there are a few choices of Express Passes to choose from, each bundling a few rides so you can skip the lines there as well. Here are the ones that you should know about. Mario Kart or Yoshi's Adventure Express Pass 4, which can be used at 4 different attractions, sold for 7,800 yen or about $53 US. You could also have both the Mario Kart and Yoshi's Adventure Express Pass 7, which can be used at 7 different rides, sold for about 11,000 yen, which is $73 US. Finally, you can also opt for the All Attractions Express Pass Premium, which lets you skip the line at all attractions in the park, sold for about 19,000 yen or $126 US. Now that you have your ticket in hand, we look at how we're spending the day in Super Nintendo World. With it being a timed entry area, you really want to have a plan of attack, because there are so many other areas in the park to explore. So here it is. Remember how I said at the beginning of this video that you need to download the Universal Studios Japan app before coming here? Well, this is why. These bands allow you to play many of the exclusive games, and you can become Mario in real life by punching a question block and collecting digital coins. Yes, that's just like in the game. You'll see these bands being sold on a cart right at the Super Nintendo World entrance, so you definitely won't miss them. There are 6 power-up bands to choose from, each representing an awesome character in Super Mario. Once you pick the one you like, you can link your band to your phone to track your progress and team score. These power-up bands are completely optional, and you can still enjoy Super Nintendo World without them, but you will not get the full experience. Getting the band allows you to participate in 5 unique games, where the objective is to collect keys, but you only need 3 of them to move on to the final boss. The most popular games are Koopa Troopa's Power Punch Key. This is the first challenge, and it is single player. The point is to knock over one of those cute walking turtles, known as Koopa Troopas, with a green shell that comes out of a pipe. To bounce the shell correctly and hit the turtle, you need to time your hits on the power blocks. There's a sound effect that will tell you if you're hitting the block too early or too late, so you get a few tries to adjust your timing. Once you're done, head on to the next key game, the Pack and Flower Alarm Panic. This is a game that's perfect for groups of 4, as all 4 of you will have to make sure the piranha plants stay asleep by hitting the ringing alarm clocks off. As many as 12 alarm clocks can ring randomly, so good teamwork is required. When you're done, the next game awaits, and it's called the Bomb Hay Dismembered Puzzle. This is another fun game that up to 4 players can join, and it features a giant bomb which will explode at random times. Your task is to arrange a set of puzzles before the bomb explodes, so it's a thrilling race against time. Will you escape the bomb? After your 3rd key is safely acquired, you can head on to the final boss, which is the Bowser Jr. Final Battle. At the entrance of Bowser Jr.'s small dungeon lies a door that will only unlock if you have acquired at least 3 keys. Scan your power band at the entrance and go inside. Here, you'll learn that Bowser Jr. has stolen Princess Peach's golden mushroom, and it is up to you, my dear viewer, to snatch it back. This is a massive battle that features up to 12 players, so you can work with other guests even if they aren't in your group. And congrats, you've beaten the game. Wasn't that fun and exciting? We move on to the next area, which features the biggest ride of Super Nintendo World. Welcome to Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge Ride. For your info, Bowser in Japan is known as Koopa, so this is a fight against Bowser, not your typical Koopa Trooper. This is the main attraction of the area and it is a very high-tech ride, combining the use of augmented reality goggles with amazing physical sets to create a feeling of real-life Mario Kart. You'll race with other guests through some of the iconic courses, tossing shells and experiencing all sorts of mayhem while spinning out of control. Here are a few important things to know. Be careful if you're plus size. The seats are standard size, perfect for normies, so if you're plus size, you might have difficulties being secured into the cart as the seats have a pull-down lap bar. There is a seat that you can try sitting in at the entrance of the queue to see if you'll fit in the ride. I hope that you'll be able to fit in as this is an exciting ride, but if you can't, that's okay as well because there are tons of other fun stuff to do. My next tip would be that if you have the express pass, then I recommend splitting up from your group and just hopping into the single rider lane as it goes way faster than the standard line. Yes, it sucks not being able to play with your friends, but on the bright side, this leaves you with more time to explore the rest of the park together. Finally, don't forget your power-up band. If you decided to get your power-up band and join in the key games, you can use the band in this ride as well. As you're seated, tap your band to the steering wheel to register your stats and unlock achievements for the ride. You can keep coming back over and over to unlock more and more achievements, just like in the actual game. Now with so much to see and do, time will fly by and just like that, you're feeling hungry. So it's time to grab a meal at Kinopio's cafe. In case you're wondering who the heck is Kinopio, that's actually Toad's Japanese name and he has his own restaurant here in Super Nintendo World. Being the only restaurant in this area, it is always packed with theme park guests. The decor is truly breathtaking, looking like it popped right out of the game itself, so you will be very entertained as you wait for your meal to come, which could take up to 30 minutes to arrive depending on how busy it is. There's a lot of food to choose from and I personally recommend getting the Mario's Bacon Cheeseburger for 2,300 yen or about $16 US. There's also King Bowser's Hamburg Steak for 2,100 yen or $14 US. And the Super Mushroom Pizza Bowl with mushroom tomato sauce for 1,600 yen or $11 US. With a full belly, now it's time to meet Princess Peach, Mario and Luigi, and Toad. You'll encounter these famous mascots as you explore Super Nintendo World, so don't hesitate to grab a pic or two with your favorite characters. They can be found standing against gorgeous backdrops that fit the theme of the character, so you always have the perfect photo op. You can have your photos officially taken by the park's photographers, which you can then buy and take home with you as a souvenir forever. Now it's almost time to head out, but first make sure to hop on Yoshi's Adventure Ride. This is a ride that's focused on kids, but it is unique in its own way as some parts of the track actually brings you out of the building, giving you amazing views of the Mushroom Kingdom. Yoshi's Adventure is a lot like a traditional Disney ride that takes passengers through a slow-paced, relaxing experience with plenty of photo opportunities. Wasn't that a fun ride? We have one last stop before we head out of the area. It's time to shop for some merch. And you're going to be in trouble because there's 100 different kinds of goodies to choose from, like shirts, to toys, to snacks, and so much more. You can literally transform into any of the characters if you want by buying every piece of their apparel. No matter what your tastes are, you're definitely going to find it in this shop. There's plenty more to discover in Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan, so make sure to go if you ever have the chance. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.